Well, hello there, YouTube. Backgammon, I should have just went. Oh, dear Lord. So on this drop-dead gorgeous day, well, that looks like steam coming out of St. Helens here. I'd pulled over to get a bug off of my lens. Sure does look like steam coming off of her out there. I don't know if you're picking any of that up. If you are, to you it's going to look extremely distant. But anyway, I'm sitting around the house, the temperature's kicking up. I stopped in the sun, so it's now showing it's about 90 degrees out here, but that's not true. It's in the probably the low 70s. But black face gauge sitting on a black thing there. Yeah, it's already starting to drop. Anyway, I'm using the old trustworthy Hero 3 black because of all my Hero 4 snafus. I'm absolutely not going to get into discussion over that. I've kind of beat you guys up on that a little bit. Once I get whatever sorted out, or another camera or whatever, I'll let you guys know. However, there is a camera thing coming up. I won't say anything more than I've got a camera review. It's I guess it could be used for vlogging. Or it definitely could be used for vlogging. Whether it can be used for motovlogging is the question. But anyway, more on that later. What I do want to talk about is this drop-dead gorgeous day. Is that plane landing or about to take off? Let's see, which way's our wind going? Where's our sock? Yeah, doesn't look like it's moving. So you can take off any direction you want, but no, he's taxiing in. Turn signal on this thing reminds me, it's like, oh, we'll go down to the field here and turn around there. It's probably the plane that just dropped that skydiver off. I don't know if you've seen that in the back. I keep forgetting to bring that up. I see them so often. Whenever it's a sunny day, it can be freezing cold and they're jumping out. There's a parachute club there at the Toledo airport. But this is where they have the threshing bee, which shockingly is not very far from now, time-wise. Man, summer hits and it's just like time really flies for me, because there's a car coming. I need to find a place to turn around. I might have to turn around here at the end of the road. But yeah, it goes real fast for me. Look at that. Fast for me because we get so busy at work. And man, I get busy and tired. Oh, I keep forgetting the steering stuff on this thing is not what you think it is. You think this thing would just go, I don't know, just its size and the nature of it, you think it just almost go full lock 90 degrees, but I don't know if you can see that or not, which there's no way of knowing, because the polarizer filter does, it depends on its angle from the sun. Technically, that's 180 degrees out, so you should see it. But the height of the sun can have an effect on that too. I know sometimes if I turn sideways it shows up and you can see it out of the corner. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I think somebody made a comment, well, I know somebody made a comment I never got a chance to answer back. I read it, I haven't answered back, but the polarizer has no effect on the Hero 4. Just so you know, I like using the polarizers, but I definitely, if anything, I think not having the polarizer tends to make it act up even a little bit more, and I have no idea, maybe just the diffusion of the neutral density effect of the polarizer, but it seems to slow it down a little bit. But I said I wasn't going to talk about that damn camera, didn't I? So, ooh, look out, bird. So I don't know which one I've released yet. I'm not sure where I'm at in the scheme of things. No, I did release that today. The second Hero 4. But anyway, that bird, I tried to make it look like the bird. Well, there's only so much you can do with the super view. But that bird that I slowed down going by, you have no idea. I was shocked when I watched the footage of it, how far that bird looked away. I mean, it literally came right across the corner of that screen, and I seen the red of it. It was like it was trying to it was like it was trying to hit the brakes. I've probably told you guys this story before, but speaking of funny things birds do, I was in my FJ Cruiser, and I'm sorry, the collar of the shirt's probably rattling on the helmet, and you're probably hearing that. This is my an undershirt that I always wear all the time with my I almost said TPG Rainier, with my Joe Rocket coat, because it has there's nothing in the sleeves. I've got a little fleece liner for the inside, which I don't think that's even in there. Yeah, actually it is in there, but there's nothing in the sleeves. So on these mornings I've been riding to work, it's just been foggy and wet looking and just nasty as all hell. I've been wearing a shirt underneath there. I don't know if I'll use this or not, but I discuss how I ripped the sleeve on that jacket. And the reason I ripped the sleeve, because I was mad because I forgot my Bogan and Proud sweatshirt for the second day in a row. As I'm discussing ripping that coat that very day, which I ripped the coat the day prior, but that very day I was discussing it. At the end of the day, I go to throw my sweatshirt on to wear it back. Guess what? I forgot it in the house again. So I rode home with this because my that Joe Rocket is way too warm to wear, especially on the Spider. And even though it's got that lower shield on it, a Spider in whole, really, especially the RT. I guess I should make that clear. The Spider RT has a tremendous amount of wind protection. So on a hot day, you don't get air cooled quite like you should. And all fairness, a touring bike is kind of the same thing, like a Goldwing or my Venture. Although my Venture doesn't have any spoilers down below. Actually, it does, but it's very limited in how it works. It's nothing like a Goldwing or a Spider RT or anything like that. An F3 is like riding this thing. You're just out in the open. You're just out for the ride. Which I stole the shield off of that thing after all the fiasco I went through trying to get that Blue Ridge shield on there. We sold out on them, and they're on a back order or delayed, some kind of status. We're not going to have them for a little bit. Well, of course, everybody that buys an F3 almost immediately wants the Blue Ridge shield. That is the shield to put on an F3. I would use that shield if I was touring, and I'd probably use it going back and forth to work because of the northwest wind that's so prominent in that little I-5 corridor between basically Battleground, well, basically from Vancouver to Longview. Once you get past Longview, you start getting into more hilly tree area, and you're getting away from the Columbia River that's to the west of the freeway, and the wind knocks down a whole bunch. Not always, though. Sometimes it can be brutal. I think I've taken you guys on rides home from work with that. But that shield for that, I couldn't imagine riding an F3 with nothing. I couldn't imagine riding any bike with nothing on it. I've ridden my my DR650 to work a few times, and I try to choose a time where I look at the winds and look at the forecast, and if it's 15 or higher, I don't ride the DR. That is a battle you don't want anything to do with. That being said, coming home yesterday, which I'll use a little tiny footage of that, I won't explain what that is yet. Stay on the road, you moron. But anyway, that I was beat down, tired. I had a busy day yesterday. I mean, it's not that I had that many jobs. It was just everything just seemed to be this rush and on this time constraint thing. You know, and I don't know, I just burnt myself out. And for some reason, and I don't know why, I didn't realize it while I was asleep, but I didn't get a very good night's sleep, and that's really rare for me. But however, I did have a poor night's sleep, and when I got up yesterday morning, I knew right off this was going to be a long-ass day. And it was. And then the wind was exceptionally bad coming down, or coming up, I-5. Whew, beat me down. And even on that Spider, you guys that even own the you know, the RT, the Roadster Tour, you'll know a healthy headwind. If you're not in a car, and hell, even my Element gets tossed around quite a bit because it's a box. I don't know if you guys paid attention the different times I come across that cute little restaurant and stuff that was there. Well, she burnt down. In fact, I was thinking about vlogging on that. I was coming this way going south, and at that light with this kid, I think he was texting or something, almost ran into me. So I think I vlogged about, you know, keeping your bike in gear at stoplights and stuff like that. Especially if, you know, you're living in a non-lane splitting area where you can get up front, you know, with a stack of cars behind you. You got a buffer. Plus you're in between them, and there's all kinds of advantages to lane splitting. Tons of it. There was a deal where they were considering passing a lane splitting law here in Washington State. They've really got relaxed on motorcycles. Well, they got really strict on getting your license if you're not already an endorsed motorcycle rider. But you can easily street legalize. Well, it's not cheap, but probably not easy depending on your technical skills. But you can street legalize a dirt bike. There's some, you know, very specific things that it has to, you know, turn signals, and has to have, you know, a battery, because the brake lights have to work even with the engine not running, and I think the headlight does also. So depending on your dirt bike, you need to buy a stator that'll charge your battery, or if you're going on really short trips, you can use like RC car batteries and different dry cells, but has limited functionality. And yeah, you're not gonna go very far on it with lights. But anyway, you can. So I mean, that was like, wow, that was banned for the longest time. And you can street legalize ATVs, but it's more for fire road stuff. You can't go bombing down the highway with them. So there's some limitations there, like you know, Idaho, Colorado, Utah. They just bomb right down the highway with their ATVs and side-by-sides. Which, any of you guys has ridden an ATV down the highway? How the hell that ever passes beyond me. Some of them things are sketchy at best. But then, you know, a lot of places that do it, the guys, you know, they put more, you know, more of a car tire type, something that's more suited for going down the highway, I guess I should say. They're still usually dirt oriented. And then there's some that put the low profile sports car tires and stuff in there. But anyway, I'm going to Wally World in Chehalis because I'm out of my my go-to hay fever medicine, which is Claritin. And I know I can get Claritin just about anywhere, but I can get Claritin in, like, they always have a sale. I can get it in like a 60 count tablet little bottle for like 18 bucks. I mean, everywhere else it's like 18 bucks for 10 tablets. You know, that only lasts me 10 days. You know, and these bottles will last me a couple of months. This time of year, you know, they're a 24-hour pill, but this time of year I take them daily, obviously. And I ran out actually a couple days ago, and about 2 days is about the maximum you go before they finally completely flush themselves of your system. And then I go Buck Wiley with a I was going to say something else, but it would have been a series of bad words. But yeah, my hay fever just kills me. And I was going to look at a couple other things. I made myself a little list. Hey, you guys, I don't know if it's available for Android, but you guys with iOS devices, I love that little farmhouse. I just think that's the coolest thing ever. Oh, and right around Halloween, when or right before, when the leaves are just that beautiful fall color, oh, that house, they do the best Halloween decoration on that house. And it's a, you know, it looks like it's kind of set up in this like Thanksgiving kind of motif, but they have the jack-o'-lanterns and stuff out there. It's really cool. But anyway, the app, a little list app, and it is the coolest thing ever. It's called Clear, spelled just like you think, Clear, and C-L-E-A-R. In case you're like me and can't spell nothing. But anyway, it's the best list app for like groceries and just little and to do things, and you can set alarms for them. Anyways, this coolest little swipe thing. You swipe down, it adds another one. It's just really cool. Check it out. I got it for free at some point through Apps Gone Free. Actually, that's an app itself, Apps Gone Free. I don't use it that much anymore because almost everything they have is games, and I'm just not into games on my phone. I've got some motocross and street racing games, but I don't play them that often. But anyway, they used to have a bunch of cool utility apps and photography apps and stuff like that. Man, I have 1,000,001 photography apps on my phone. Like everything else, I tend to go with the largest one available, phone-wise, memory. You know, the last couple years prior, I think I had the 64. How far does that go back to 64? Does that go back to the 4S? But I know my 5 and 5S were 64 gigabyte, which, man, that for a phone, that is a tremendous amount of memory. It's amazing how much crap I get on there. But my iPhone 6 Plus is the 128. My iPad's a 64, but it's a, good Lord, I think it's 3 generations old now. Yeah, mine's iPad 3, then there's iPad 4, and then Air, and now Air 2, so yeah, you're getting a little long in the tooth. It's funny how many people wave at you. But anyway, I thought I would just take you guys along. I didn't really have any, well, I never have any topics, or, well, I do sometimes. There's things I think about that I want to talk about, but it's not something I set out like, okay, I got a topic, let's go for a vlog and discuss it. It's kind of whatever pops to mind. So anyway, maybe I'll make something out of this, and maybe I'll just take you for a little ride in the country and call this thing good enough. But up until this point. I appreciate you riding along with me on the old iron on this gorgeous day. Yeah, there we are. Now we're back to about normal. It's showing about 74, I think, which is, I think, about what it's supposed to be today. Peaks out about 4 and it's 3:52, so we're right in the hunt. But I appreciate you guys coming along. I hope this was worthy of watching. I know I say that and you guys say whatever, it's fine, but really at some points I really have no content in my videos. So before I go, let's see, what are we at here? Is it like 18 minutes or something? Or is that 20? Oh geez, that's way too long. So anyway, I'm gonna bail out on you guys. That's way too long, so I appreciate you watching. I'll do more, so there'll be more out of this, so we'll chit chat with you later. Take care now. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.